Alright, I think the building should be clear. At least
Okay,
mostly clear. I think that was like 4 of them. They really hate me.
I know, alright. Well, it's definitely taking a shine to you at the very least.
I can't walk near a building without aggroing like half of them. Kind of fine with it, because it makes it easier. It's a lot worse fighting these guys in tight spaces as opposed to bouncing around in fields.
Yeah, I can imagine. Ooh, what are you? Component kit, hooray.
Yep. So we need 10 of those to make a craft bot, and hundreds overall. So hoard those like gold.
I'm not gonna lie. Seeing the way that the hay bot is stacking the hay in this room kind of makes me think of birds and nests. And I feel a little bit worse about, you know, just coming in here and summarily executing the robots now.
I would feel worse if they weren't such jerks about everything.
If they weren't actively trying to kill me all the time.
Yeah, like if they were farming placidly, but if I took their crops, then they got mad at me. Okay. But no, they're just like, it's a human, kill it! And then that's just kind of the end of the conversation.
But what if this is learned behavior? They once were completely passive towards humanity. But then the humans started messing with them. And they learned that the only way to keep their crops safe was to proactively remove the threat.
Well, I mean, I guess that's justification for most robot uprisings, but I like to imagine that the farm dwarves were just running around bonking robots gleefully without any sense of, like, sense?
Ah! Getting stuck. Oh, I'm not way back now.
Okay. I've got 10 no, I've got 11 component kits at this point.
I've got 2.
Okay. I'm gonna check this other really tall building over here.
Okay.
I'll probably head back and see if we can start crafting. Because we should be getting close to the point where we can make a, the craft bot and then a car.
So, what is the general progression in the game so far for you? Like, you mentioned the craft bot.
The craft bot is kind of the beginning and the end, with the exception of there's one trader that you can go find.
Okay.
And you don't really buy stuff from him for the most part, but he's the only place where you can get certain rare seeds and the spud guns.
You did mention that getting weapons in the game is kind of difficult.
So, I will admit I might not be the best expert on this one. Last time I played, I was quite cross because there was I was quite cross because the prices for everything was ridiculous. But I heard yesterday they toned it all down to like reasonable levels, so it might actually not be so bad. One thing I would say is if you see bananas, do not eat a banana. We need bananas.
We need to get you home. I mean, I realize that this is your home at the moment, but no, we're moving. We're going to a new home. No, come back. Damn it.
Are you rescuing yet another walk?
Yeah, but this was far away, so it's going to take me a little bit of time.
Oh, no.
On. Go on. It's fine.
Are we going to have to add, like, a quite literal cow catcher to the front of our car?
Yes. Yes. This is going to be fantastic. Many extra points if it's like on some sort of arm. You can just hoist them up. That's going to be glorious.
Let's see. I should probably mention this for people watching on my end, because I am joining Vac's server. The netcode in this game has decided that everything is all sorts of shaky and weird, and there's no fixing that. So my side of things might look a little weird for the entirety of this, but oh well. Where the heck are you going? All right, goodbye.
The robot just decided they didn't want any of that. And
he stabbed me, and then he just... Wait, no, he's still hitting me. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. Well, that was a heavy desync. It stabbed me once, and then it started shanking me, shanking a corner where apparently my soul was held, Dorian Gray style, and then I died.
Right, okay. But yeah, we when we were testing this out just before the stream, I commented that it felt a little bit that the netcode, the motion felt a little bit odd, so we decided to just check out whether it would be different with me streaming it. And from what we can tell, it seems like the game is very thorough about its synchronization.
Yes.
To the point that for all the world, it seems like whichever is the client is checking everything with the server rather than, oh no, our pens are empty. False.
Okay.
Well, that's annoying.
We could enclose them. Now, did something bust through, or did the cows just Houdini out?
They're just not there anymore.
Okay. We might just have to give up on the idea of livestock.
Damn. Probably. Yeah, it's probably wise. Nevertheless, I'm gonna...
Apparently, netcode issues have just kind of always been an issue with this game. I've never known because I was always the host, but before I stopped playing originally, I remember having a conversation with my co-op partners, and they're like, "Yeah, the lag's actually like really inconvenient sometimes, which is why when we do battle bots, you win so much." And it's like, oh, I guess you guys have been handicapped this entire time. And that's the reason why I crush everybody.
I mean, it's a good excuse.
Yeah. I just felt kind of guilty, and so this time around, when we felt that it was getting kind of hitchy, I was just like, all right, I guess I'll just be the joiner this time, so I get to see how it feels, and also so Vac is not. Dang it! The butt poker that killed me earlier. There he goes.
Has he poked his last butt?
Yeah, he did. He poked it one last time.
Farewell poke.
I kind of wish we could steal their pitchforks and use them.
That would be quite cool.
Having a spear would be quite nice. But yeah, I almost wonder if we're gonna have some weird desync issues with the animals disappearing and some other stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that might be a possibility as well. So I think we should, well, at least from my perspective, I'm gonna pen this animal. I'm gonna make a really good pen this time. I'm gonna put it enclose it on all four sides, and we'll see if it stays around. If it does not, then we more or less have an answer.
Well, we'll just assume all blocks are quantum and they just teleport wherever they feel like.
Yep.
Did you ever get the chance to play The Outer Wilds? Not Worlds, but Wilds.
I was going to say yes to it, but no, I don't think I did play The Outer Wilds.
Okay. That one had quantum rocks that were used as a puzzle, and then eventually a quantum moon. And so ever since, I've always just joked that anything that teleports is just teleports around because of design choices or whatnot, because it's a quantum walk.
Wow.
That is one of those games that I always suggest to everybody because of how just fascinating it is.
I think one of the things that I quite like about the whole idea of quantum whatever. A lot of it stems from some of the sci-fi I used to read, like the cat who could walk through walls and stuff like that.
Yep.
Actually named my first cat, like not a family cat.
Okay, I will say I think we might have to stay like within relative distance of each other.
Okay.
Because I keep teleporting down floors and other things, and so I think the netcode gets extra itchy if I am
we're far away.
Yeah, really far away from you.
I did just put a load of corn on Wow, that walk ate all of it. Oh my god. On a wall for this walk. And,
okay. Yeah, I'm just coming back. I'm trying to ascend a skyscraper, and I keep teleporting to the first level.
Okay. Well, if you tell me roughly where you are, I'll walk in that direction.
I'll come back. Hopefully I won't teleport. Wait. Hold up.
Okay. We completely lost it.
Think I know where you are, but on my end it looks like you are just perpetually falling into the abyss below. So, I'm assuming you're back at base and that's safe.
Yes. Yeah. I as far as I'm aware, no rift is opened up beneath my feet. There are a suspicious amount of walks though. Like I'm starting to worry. I'm gonna wake up and there's just gonna be a walk peering down at me. Then I'll realize I'm actually on an operating table.
With walks standing over you? Yeah. Okay. What was the comic that always had the like weird sentient cows? It was The Far Side. There we go.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah. Huh. Do UK newspapers even have like cartoons or comics in them? Not cartoons?
Oh yeah, they do.
Okay. Any that I would know about, I guess?
Oh, I wouldn't know. I haven't read a newspaper in so long.
That's fair.
Right. Okay. Well, I've got 2 of these component packs. Oh, it's gone. Oh no, it's still there. Never mind.
Yeah, it was just hiding in the corner. Do you have electronics, circuit boards specifically?
Yes, I do. I've got 6.
Okay. You want to just drop them on the ground?
Sure. Is it a drop key?
Just drag it out of your inventory.
Okay. Donk. Oh, no, that's wrong. Donk. There you go.
Thank you. All right, and can you go stand on the pad in the center of the room?
This sounds like a trap. Oh, I see. Yeah, I can see what you're up to.
It's less of a trap. No, you gotta stand right about here.
Okay. What was about to happen? Ow! See, this is why the robots are murderizing people everywhere. Humans just can't be trusted. They're nuts. Wow, you picked that entire thing up?
Yeah, well, big boy gets compact. Let's see.
My goodness.
Oh boy. Okay, so we're gonna need 5... I guess 4 more electronic bits, a lot of metal, and oil if we want to get an engine. We're gonna need more beeswax, metal, and wood. I guess I'm gonna start on the... Oh, how much for a community chest? Not too bad. Yeah, the main thing is we just need to go out and raid a bunch of buildings for resources.
So what's so I guess a gas engine is powered by combustibles. An electric engine is powered by some battery or solar or something like that.
Yeah. So currently there's no way to get renewable batteries, but effectively you just find them in chests and in buildings. I would not recommend the electric engine, at least not initially, as unless you feel like going grandma pace only.
Right. Okay.
I mean, unless your grandmother's a speed demon, I don't know her, so.
Have I got oil over here? Let me have a quick look. Is this oil or is it just chemicals? Pinged ammo, so could be both. Got just regular chemicals. I mean, we've got 7 gas here. It seems. I keep doing that.
We need oil though.
But,
there's a difference between oil and gas. I might have misspoke.
Oh, right, okay. No. You said gas. What is this? Is this? straight up. Yeah, this is gasoline. So.
Yeah, so that's fuel for running the car, but no, we need we actually need oil.
Things. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, lead the way, and we shall go somewhere interesting. And oh my lord, that walk is going to be fed for days.
Yep.
Oh my good lord, why have I got so much corn on my? Just walking around with like loads and loads and loads of corn. I need to drop this off as well. Dunk, 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 dunk. We're going to come back. This walk is going to be larger than the building.
I'd feel bad for it, but it seems so happy.
Yeah, but then so do cats, but they will eat until they vomit everywhere.
I guess I've never really experienced much for pet ownership. I had a rat. She was fat. I didn't feel so bad because their life expectancy is so short. I was just like, it's having a good life.
There was not to say that wasn't the case and that your rat wasn't happy, but it reminded me of a study where a guy basically made a mouse utopia. It was a huge endeavor, like a massive area.
I remember reading about that.
Ample housing. Yeah, and it's so fascinating. Ample housing, basically limitless food. Just wanted to see what would happen in like a colony of mice when they had no predator, nothing to worry about, and all of their needs were satisfied. And in the beginning, it was okay. The population grew. You know, the mice would eat. The mice would breed, and they'd move into like this. This is a huge thing. Loads of space and like little areas for mice families to live. And then eventually it became full on Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, I remember
it completely descended.
I remember reading about that and being like, man, I think mammals are evil.
I think we have evolved for scarcity, not plenty. We have evolved to deal really, really well when not so much that the environment is actively hostile, but more that the environment is actively ambivalent to our continued existence. When the environment there is no threat, then things go south really fast. We need a problem to solve. And in the absence of problems, we'll make one to solve.
Alright, so I wanted to get the last of the skyscrapers, then we'll go get a bunch of oil, and then hopefully not need more. And eventually, what I'd like to do is kind of just make like a tandem car. Seeing as the netcode is not particularly friendly for two people being separate, we might as well just have one car for the both of us.
Yeah, sure, that'd be cool.
And then strap some chests to it and just drive around looting buildings until we have enough upgrade components to do whatever we want.
Then eventually we make a hover, and then make a fighter jet. It's gonna be fine.
Unfortunately, thrusters are like the one thing that is just not worth it. I made one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they burn through a stack of gasoline in a minute.
Well, that makes sense, actually, when you think about it.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense, but I made a flying chair that was relatively balanced so I could drive around and, like, try and find the trader. And the answer was, I flew 10 feet off the ground, ran out of gas, and then stopped there. And just kind of grumbled about fuel consumption rates.
You little swine.
That's just bullying. Those guys are chumps.
Yeah, but there was a wok steak caught red-handed.
Yeah, so I didn't get to the top floor of this building because I kept teleporting back down.
Right.
To where my Dorian Gray portrait was. And so hopefully if you're close by, I will be able to ascend.
Okay.
And then we can move on to the next
really
building.
good remake of that. Well, I mean, it wasn't recent, but what on earth is that? A fire, I assume? Looks more like
that's what happens when you throw a glow stick. I was trying to clear my inventory.
Oh, right, okay. That is a very volatile-looking glow stick, my lord. I would not trust that. But I watched a decent remake or retelling of the Dorian Gray story. Had Colin Firth, I think his name is, Mr. Darcy.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, honestly. It was it painted Dorian as a far more tragic character. And I've got a massive weakness for tragic stories.
I think my only exposure to Dorian Gray has been League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And then
where he was out and out just straight up a villain.
Yep.
Right.
I think he started as like kind of one of the good guys, but descended. I don't remember, or he backstabbed them. I haven't seen that movie for like 20 years.
Right. Everything looks cleared in here. Are the secrets back here?
Oh, you are. You are starving and or thirsty.
Lunk. Both. Almost. Well, not literally starving, but near as damn it, I guess.
Stay alive. My netcode needs you.
It's good to know that I have a use.
You're the purveyor of smooth gameplay. Please do not leave me. Alright, this building is tapped out.
Okay. You going down the sensible way or the fast way?
Sensible way, probably. I mean, if you're out of food, how full are you?
Oh no, I've topped up a bit with milk. So. Ah!
Did you live?
Well, I don't think I did. Ha ha ha! I'm immortal. Oh, this is fantastic.
Oh gosh.
I almost didn't live, to be fair.
You were just so perfectly situated in that corner.
Scallywag, you. I was judging my leap. I was like, can I make the water? No, definitely not. Can I make the ledge below? Oh yeah, probably. Well, boom. Ah! Curse this sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Okay. You want to hop in the water?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. So we got 2 resources that are useful in the water.
Pretty.
Yeah, it is. So there are these giant clams, which if you... Well, okay, there's 3 things. So if you want to come to me specifically...
Yeah.
Once you get that clam.
Glue clam, okay.
Yep, so that's how we get glue. But check out these cute little buggers. Yeah. So we're gonna want to yoink one of those at some point. Unfortunately, I think they require both arms, so you can't pick them up. Well, I mean, if you want to just carry them around. You already have them. All right. Netcode should be
don't.
okay.
I haven't picked them up, but
okay.
I was just popping up for air because I hadn't noticed those weird bubbles yet. I'm assuming you breathe in them.
No, there's no Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, really?
Just breathe bubble. That'd be lovely. I'd like that feature. But yeah, so we should rescue one of those creatures because that's how we make bombs.
This is why the robots are angry at us. We take beautiful things and we just turn them into explosives.
Well, we don't turn them into explosives. We turn their poop into explosives after feeding them ludicrous amounts of cardboard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not fooling anyone. Bloody meat bags. They're all the same. They just want to blow beautiful things up. But
I tried.
Seriously, though, that was a ridiculously cute-looking creature.
It is. I
have got to give them lots of points for the creature design with that, because that is hopelessly cute.
I ran into one of those. They're super obvious in the dark because they glow. So I ran into one of those when I was just swimming around trying to get gasoline, and it was like, oh, this is the cutest thing.
That's even worse, though. They glow. It makes them even cuter.
And they're amphibious, so you don't have to worry about them asphyxiating out of water.
I was wondering about that. I was thinking, is he just not telling me about this?
Everybody was
carrying it out, and everyone's like, no.
Everybody was telling me, like, take it, bring it back with you, and I'm like, it's an aquatic creature. No, that's evil. And then eventually I just kind of caved and did it. And it just hung out there eating just, like, goofy amounts of cardboard, and I was like, okay.
Now, the question is, did you do it because you suddenly believed them, or did you do it because they peer pressured you enough?
Mostly science.
Oh, that's glorious. I annoy my viewers so much with that kind of thing. Because I'm like, no, no, I'm not going to risk it. But it's fine. I'm like, nah, I don't believe you. I don't care.
Speaking of risking it, I am gonna start drowning soon.
Yeah, I think both of us will. I came down to see what was down there.
Yeah, they've got those loot boxes, which are honestly worth descending for, but ouch. I hope they add flippers to this game eventually.
Yeah, I was wondering when I saw how deep that cave was. It's like, should I ask if eventually you get like,
nope,
air tanks or anything like that? But no.
Nope. I would love to have air tanks, make a submarine. Why not? Unfortunately, I don't think the water physics work that way yet. But it would be real cool if you could have like an underwater.
At that point, this would just start to become Raft, though.
At
a certain point.
I would be fine with that singularity. Raft is like my other favorite survival game.
It is so chill.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Raft. Sometimes I just enjoy playing it. Just, it's like, yeah, I'm out on the ocean. Just gathering scrap. It's fine. Life is good.
I haven't played it since launch, and so I'm kind of trying to come up with an excuse to come back to it. I think eventually I'm just going to cave and play it anyway. But every time they have like a major update, I'm just kind of like, oh, that was 3 weeks ago. Whoops.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that happens with so many games for me these days.
It's because there's a lot of early access games. Like, for every one that gets finished, there's 2 more that just show up.
Yep. I mean, it's great, but it's also...
Yeah, I was actually kind of feeling the pain over the last 2 months of just like too many early access games, because all of my series were either really long because they were kind of AAA and therefore, you know, finished and had a lot of content to them, or so early access I'd maybe get like 5 episodes in and then be like, there is no more content for me here. I will stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I used to just play a game. It would come out, and I would just jump in straight up blind, and that was like my de facto mode of playing games. It was just blind let's plays. And then at some point, I'm not sure when that happened, I transitioned to, well, you know, when a game comes out, I'll play it for a little bit. You know, make sure that there's a reasonable amount of content. You know, get beyond just checking whether my recording software could handle it. I would play it and try to learn it a little bit before I do a video on it. And there are so many indie titles that I have done myself out of doing videos on, because I'll play them for like 4 or 5 hours, and that's all there is in it because it's an early access. And I'm like, yeah, this would have been, you know, a couple of episodes had I not already played it to the point that I've now convinced myself there's no point.
Yep.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, there's a couple of games that I can point to that have been real satisfying right out the gate. Roguelikes tend to be kind of both the best and the worst, where like there's some early access roguelikes that just come out and it's just like, yeah, I can play this for the next 20 hours and not even realize it. And then there's a lot of other ones that I play for like one run and I'm like, that is literally all of the content available. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.
Yep. The most recent one that was like that for me was which one was it? Industries of Titan.
Yes, I played like 2, maybe 3 episodes of it. And I was like, man, this will be a great game eventually.
Yeah, yeah. That is pretty much where I was. I ended up just doing 1 episode, and in that episode, I more or less did everything.
Yeah.
Really nothing more to do.
It took a little bit longer for me because it bugged out, and my workers were like infinitely shuffling trash from one trash can to the next instead of burning it, and I was very confused and kind of upset.
Yep. No, I ended up having to try and record it 3 times because it crashed 3 times. Yep. It did. It even crashed in the final take that I did, but it crashed just as I was wrapping it up. So I was like, you know what, that's fine. But yeah, early access is early access, and people know what they're getting into when they play an early access game. But yeah, that was a game that I was so looking forward to, and I'm still looking forward to it. But that's the problem. It's out, and I'm still here thinking, yeah, it's going to be great when it's actually
done. Yeah, I had that problem with Surviving Mars. When that first came out, like the initial launch candidate was kind of rough. And,
oh, right, yeah, back then, yeah.
And so I played it. I'm like, man, this will be a great game when it's done. Then I came back to it, 2 years later, and I'm like, yep, it is a great game. I really enjoy this. But no one wanted to watch it anymore because it wasn't relevant anymore.
Yeah.
And then Surviving the Apocalypse came out, and I'm like, man, this is going to be a great game when it's done. And I just can't wait for me to return to it when it's done, and no one's going to care anymore.
Yeah, I said that to Shenra when I was at PDXCon, because we checked it out there. And yeah, I see a lot of good in that game. What on earth is that thing over there? Is that I hope that's a bush and not some sort of crazy shadow robot. Yeah, played it and it was like, oh, this is great. But in like the hour or 2 hours that I had to play with it at PDXCon, I was like, yeah, it will be great. Like, what's there is a solid foundation. You can be able to build a very good castle with a foundation this solid. But it is just a foundation right now. Whereabouts are you?
Let's see. I'm still just picking up oil. This is my least favorite part of the game, so I'm trying to front load it a little bit.
Okay.
There's no automatic means of collecting oil or gasoline in this game. At least not currently.
Right, okay.
And so I was just like, I'm just going to grab a silly amount, so hopefully I don't have to do this once every half hour when we run out of gas.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I'm carrying one of our glowing friends back to our base.
Okay, I'll catch up with you. It seems like as long as... I think if we were to do separate things, me swimming around getting gas isn't going to be so bad. It's the exploration that we need to do simultaneously, because I'm pretty sure that is just going to have weird, hitchy business.
I'll be right back, because I honestly thought you'd already left. So I was like, nope. Yeah, I'm just going to take some time. And while I'm heading back, I'll means well grab one of these guys as well. I've got 2 gasoline by the looks of it. I'm assuming this is gasoline. Yeah, 2 gasoline and loads of chemicals and just 2 crude oil, unfortunately.
I guess I probably grabbed all the crude. I hope that's you in the distance, because otherwise, yeah, it's probably you.
I'm carrying a glowing bug.
Yep, I see it. I just when I was playing solo, I died near my own base and just left the backpack there with just some trash in it, and it became kind of my like compass rose for this is home.
Oh, right, okay, that's clever.
And so I might want to do the same thing here, just so I can always know where home is.
I gotta be honest, I love it when people come up with ingenious little mechanics like that to solve a problem. Yeah, looks like our walk friend ate their way through half of the remaining food. And then
disappeared?
Yeah. Left us loads of milk though, so that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, right. That is one issue with the game. If you're too far away, nothing will happen in a location. So if you have crops growing... actually, we do have crops growing back at that original base. They're just going to be partially grown until we get within, like, visual range of it again.
Right, okay.
I guess as far as games that are good bases but need more time, Satisfactory has definitely improved drastically since we last played it.
Oh, yes. I've been looking at Satisfactory quite a lot recently, actually. I'm thinking,
if you want to go back after we're done with this, I would enjoy that.
Yeah, because I'm really liking what I've seen on this so far.
The hypertubes are probably the best part.
They do look remarkably fun. I'll drop down the crude oil as well. I'm trying to resist the urge to organize our shelf of items. It's very difficult.
I've Eventually, I'd like to just have a bunch of chests, because the shelf is kind of hard to sort.
I keep doing... I keep accidentally grabbing a block rather than placing it. And then I put it back, and then I go to place it again, and exactly the same thing happens.
The control scheme in this game is just slightly off from, I think, every other game. Like, I'm so used to using right-click to place things down, not pick things up. And so
I'm so glad that I'm not the only one that's having that problem then. Because I'm not going to lie, I was feeling very dumb. It's like, why is it taking me this long to get this?
Because I think it's right-click to put things down in 7 days, right?
It's right-click to put things down in almost any other survival game I can think of. Oh, I can't put milk down. Oh, interesting. Of course, yeah, because if I left-click, I consume it rather than drop it.
You can press and hold F to force to put it down.
Oh, okay. Ah. Oh, I can only put them down by ones, though. Never mind, then I may as well hold on to it. I'll press this button.
You've put our glow friend in the cow pen.
I have.
Let's see if he remains.
Maybe it isn't the walks are disappearing. Maybe it is in fact that pen is cursed.
It's possible. We could actually try an outdoor pen and see if that works.
Yeah, sure. This is the sort of game, though, where I would hopelessly over-engineer any simple thing.
By the way, the walks out here that I'm standing next to are the walks that we had in captivity. I had one walk over, eat 1 corn, and pop out some milk, which means it had already eaten 2 corn. So yeah, I think they just kind of reset their positioning or something.
Right, okay.